everyone, and welcome to another Getting Stuff Painted, my bi-weekly give or take update on the things we've been painting for the various games we cover here on the channel. I don't think it's anywhere close to 2 weeks this time. I've been getting a lot painted, largely a huge chunk of gangsters for the Batman miniature game, but we've also got some Blood Bowl, some Monsterpocalypse, a little bit of Marvel Crisis Protocol on the end there as well. Now I should just mention these when I do these updates, these are incredibly cursed for one reason or another. This time there is literally a broken down garbage truck right outside my house. They're trying to fix it. I've been standing here waiting to film this for about 15-20 minutes, thinking, oh, they'll probably fix it and move on. Nope. So at some point I might just have to do a cut because they're finally sorted whatever it is that's broken. But without further ado, let us start with something green and then work our way along to end with something green. But we should really start with She-Hulk because hopefully you've already seen the painting video, but she has been changed a little bit since then. You know what, I don't want to break from tradition, we'll go from left to right, starting with globocus. Oh, there's the truck starting up, I better just pull away. Globocus from Monsterpocalypse. Now this was not painted with contrast for the most part. The grey is Basilicanum Grey contrast. The main colour here is Tesseract Glow from Games Workshop, which basically is a contrast paint, but it's not officially a contrast paint. They released it with the new Necrons for the newest edition of 40k with Biotan. It's pulling away, we're safe. Biotan wash over the top to darken it down again. If I'd known it would have turned out like this, I probably would have used this combination of paints for the not Constructicons for Bot War, because I think this is closer to their cartoon colour than just using Warp Lightning. But yeah, this is Globocus. He's an awesome looking monster. He's a result of a nuclear explosion, so you can kind of see like the power station is still like inside him that gave birth to him. And the reason there's two of them is not because the other one is a minion, but because when he flips his card to his hyper side, he spawns, or what is this called, mitosis? He splits in two, and then a little version of him also takes to the battlefield, and I think they've got like 5 health each. Exact same colours, Tesseract Glow, Biotan Wash, Basilicanum Grey, a little bit of Agrax shade on the grey as well, some red for the eyes. But yeah, he's just a fun monster. It's just a blob monster of nuclear waste. Like, he's hard to throw because he's all liquid, and again he splits into 2, which is a fairly unique thing, so that's pretty neat. Looking forward to trying him. Don't have his minions because I've never been able to find his minions, which are also little blob creatures, for a respectable price. It's like a box of 5 tiny little slimes for 40 quid is the cheapest I've seen it, or 35. That ain't cutting it. That's a no to that. So anyway, we then have another ghoul and 2 more zombie linemen for the necromantic Blood Bowl team. Now upon finishing these, I can run a certain crew, well, team is the word, team for them. I just need to paint 2 more of the linemen from the box. It does mean that there won't be any, what are their big guys called? I've forgotten. The Frankenstein looking things. I can't remember what they're called. The list won't have any of them, which is a shame, but it will mean that the next Blood Bowl video can at least come along sooner. Exact same team colours I've been using for all the other ones we've covered so far. Been getting these done, oops, there he goes. Been getting these done just so that we can get to the next Blood Bowl battle report. Because the first one did well. I think because so few people play the physical game anymore, they all play the video game, which I did too. So these zombie linemen, the only difference to some of the other stuff I've shown off for the team beyond the team colours is Plaguebearer flesh contrast for the skin tone for them, with Agrax or shade to dull it down and add the detail as well. And these 2 are more or less the same pose. One of them's got a different helmet on though. And one of them's got like a wooden leg as well, and a lot of hay falling out of him. Again, the necromantic horror team are just so fun. Who knows how they'll perform? I guess we'll wait and see, but so that's how many in total now? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so 2 more zombie linemen and they can be run, and we'll do a pre-season match against the Nurgle's Rotters, just for fun, to try them out on one of the different courses. Maybe what have I got here? Maybe the course that has these as dugouts. Can you guess which one that is? We'll see. So, lion's share this time is mostly the Two-Face crew from the Batman miniature game, which have already featured in a battle report and will be featuring in the next one as well, with a little bit of extra thrown in the form of the Black Friday unique Grim Knight, otherwise known as Punisher Batman, and classic costume Deadshot. So, we'll start with Spice, one of Two-Face's sidekicks rather. A little like a strong Black Widow vibe from this miniature. Not a great miniature in terms of the quality it came to me in. I did my best with what I was given, but not a good sculpt in my opinion. It didn't fit together well at all. Black Templar for the dress, and Basilicanum Grey for the base. A text message as I'm trying to talk. It's fine. And some Militarum Green for the money over the base. Gryph-hound Orange and Agrat's Earthshade over everything. I'm never sure, like she's looking over her shoulder, so it makes the model look weird. But, you know, I made her look over the banister, and also I don't think this was sculpted with legs. If it was sculpted with legs, then my sculpt is damaged, because she does not have any legs. I figure they're hidden by the dress, but I'm not sure. So then we have Hush, who isn't really connected to Two-Face at all, but he's in the Two-Face gang box to make you buy it if you want Hush. I really like Hush, like Hush's costume. I like the base. So that is Snakebite leather with Agrax over the top for his trench coat. Black again is just a Black Templar. Blood Angels red, Basilicanum grey, and then Lead Belcher silver, and just Agrax over the Grey Seer base for his bandages on his head. But yeah, fun miniature, and also seems really, really powerful on the table. So that's probably another reason they put him in the Two-Face gang box. It's like, oh, you want this guy who's pretty powerful? Buy the whole gang. So now we have 5 of the 7 gangsters in total, because there's 5 in the box and then you got 2 separate, although I've painted the 2 separate ones here. So there's still going to be at least 2 more, and Sugar, which is Two-Face's other sidekick, still to do, but managed to get the lion's share of it done. So this is just an assortment of gangsters. With the Winchester rifle one, this is Space Wolves blue or grey, whatever it's called, that contrast with wash over the top. And Snakebite leather for the Winchester rifle. He's carrying Ghoulman flesh for all the flesh tones on these guys, except half of Two-Face's face, for obvious reasons. The Tommy Gun guy, Ultramarines blue for his trouser suit, a tiny bit of red for his tie, and again, Black Templar. 2 layers of Black Templar for his trench coat just to make it look slick. Yeah, he's firing away like that home movie from Home Alone 1. And there's the post. I'll do a break there and be back in a second. So I told you filming these are cursed, but I didn't expect it to be the post. I expected it to just be the bin lorry, but it's actually something we can talk about briefly. I was just browsing around on a website, one of the many miniature websites I check now and then for things, and buried deep in the recesses was a very odd Night Models miniature, and it's this. Now, as far as I can tell, this was released around the time Man of Steel was released, because it's based on that film, although the sculpt is not particularly Henry Cavill. But I saw it, and I was interested because it was marked as being for the Batman miniature game, and yeah, sure enough, it has it down there, Batman miniature game. So this was before Night Models did the DC miniature game, presumably, which is why this is for Batman. And even in 3rd edition and in 2nd edition for the Batman miniature game, rules exist for using Kryptonians, but there's no Kryptonians available. So I am curious if this comes with rules for the Batman miniature game. I don't think it will, but let's just open it up real quick and see if there's any. No, there isn't any rules. I have seen like I don't know if it's a mock-up or a pre-release test stat card for using Superman in the Batman miniature game, and he's like 250 rep by himself, which leaves you 100 to play with. But yeah, there's no card here. So I guess they either only released it in a test phase or digitally only. But yeah, I'd never seen this sculpt before, and it's an ancient model. I'm trying to see the date on it, but it doesn't even have that. It's got to be like, yeah, no date on it. That's got to be like, when was Man of Steel? 2015? Maybe a bit earlier than that? No, like 2015, 2016? Either way, a definite odd find, and I was still interested. Yeah, because they haven't even erased the Kryptonian rules. Anyway, sorry, got distracted. We were up to the Steve Pemberton looking guy. who is also using a rifle. He did very well in his first showing on the table. That is again Snakeite Leather and Black Templar Black. And then the manual shotgun guy, he didn't do as well in the battle report, but he's still pretty fun. This is Wildwood for his... come on. Nope. Wildwood for his trench coat. Again, washes over everything as well. The same Agrax that are shade over everything for Batman for the most part. And then the man himself, or the man's himself, Two-Face. Not as keen with the paint job I did on this guy. I don't think my sculpt was particularly smooth. I did the small sculpt because I hate the massive bases. But if you just make him like they want you to make him, he's got a huge gap under a staircase that looks dumb from behind. So I took the statue from the big version of his base, bunged it on to make it look like the Statue of Justice is smashed behind him, because I thought that was pretty apt. So that's what I did. That's just Apothecary White with Null Oil over the top, not Agrax Earthshade for that one. And again, all the other usual colours, and I use some of the Vulpus Pink for the side of his face that's messed up. It's a good enough sculpt. In general, I mean, I don't think mine was particularly smooth. Probably could have cleaned it up better. But it looks okay, and I'm so glad I didn't put him on the giant base, because the giant base is dumb. Classic Costume Deadshot is an old miniature I've had sitting around for over a year from a previous Black Friday sale for night models. Just decided to paint him. Well, partly the reason I'm painting him is because I've managed to track down 3rd edition ized versions of all the 2nd edition miniatures. You can actually pay to have the cards printed. They're the ones that are used in the Tabletop Simulator incarnation of this game, I think. Complete with accurate 3rd edition rule notes on the back. So that is Blood Angel's Red contrast. I actually just used a normal yellow paint and then washes over the top for the rest. Not my best paint job for sure. It's a goofy costume, but that's kind of why I like it. And he's got a large sniper rifle that is going to shoot through something. Not in the next battle report. Somewhere down the line though, he will be making an appearance because I like that Deadshot. Second to last, the Grim Knight Punisher Batman. In focus if possible. So it's largely lead belcher silver with washes over the top. Blood Angel's contrast, not Blood Angels, Ultramarine contrast for his cape with non-oil over the top to darken it down. Silicanum grey for the base. Not that keen on the paint job I did for him. I would have preferred like a tone darker blue, but as far as I'm aware that doesn't exist in contrast. That's why I tried to use the non-oil to tone it down a little bit. But as far as he'll do on the table, he seems quite fun. Tried a digital game with him against a friend recently, and I saw some ways to use him and some ways not to use him, let's say. Not going to be in the next battle report on the channel, but will be, again, some point in the future soon. Maybe in a Batman Who Laughs team. So finally, She-Hulk, who I did a painting video on, so there isn't much to say, other than, if you watch that video, you'll know towards the end of the video, I had a Agrax Earthshade accident, where I was using a large brush to apply Agrax onto the girder here. Forgot I was using a larger brush, so I was taking it out of the pot and just kind of went like that, forgetting that it was a longer brush. Tipped it, saw it tipping, panicked, dropped the brush, tried to grab the pot, also failed, and the brush kind of splattered all on the girder and fell down on her. So if you look at the end of that video, and also in the battle report that she was in, you'll notice that she's very glossy, and that's because the Agrax, too much Agrax was shaded on top of her. To fix that, I did a stronger dry brushing of Moot Green over Oliver Green, and I think she cleaned up better, honestly. I think it made a massive difference. So that's what I did to that. I also redid her base because I didn't like how streaky it looked, so I just went over it with Grey Seer, then did Basilicanum Grey again, but thinned it, so spread out more with a larger brush so the brush strokes aren't as obvious. And again, I think that looks better, so definitely improved it over where I left it in the painting video, but I hadn't done a painting video for so long. I was super rusty and nervous to be painting on camera again. I will probably do them again in the future though. Most likely Crisis Protocol stuff, because that usually is the most popular. But if you want to see me paint something in particular from a game on camera, let me know and I can make it happen. So that is going to do it for this painting update. And a surprise cameo from an oddball miniature I happened to find in the darkest recesses of a mom and pop store, I think Americans call them. Next time, there'll be a little bit more Monsterpocalypse. there will be the last few gangsters, probably, hopefully the last few of them that you'll hopefully have seen actually in an actual match prior to a painting update. And, what else? Things. Stuff and things. If you want to show me what you've been painting, feel free to do so on Twitter at GamerEnd. I will like and favourite everything I can. And with that, yeah, I think we're done for another week or two. Stay safe out there, and see you next time. Ta for now.